Hello, Rollins. Buenas tardes. Dobry wieczór. My name is Mag. I'm the founder and CEO. And here's Rick, my awesome co-founder and COO. And we are Pangian. We live and work on 3 different continents, but we're happy to call Orlando home. Here's what we do. It's very simple. We connect millennials with remote work worldwide. We make it easy for millennials around the world to find remote work, fulfill their potential, and for companies to source global talent.
But here's the problem. Employers are spending over $200 billion in global recruitment. Yet, 60% of them are still struggling to attract and retain talent. Here's a quick breakdown. Cost of hire per person is anywhere between $4,000 and $20,000. The cost of a bad hire or turnover is up to $240,000. In time, it takes employers anywhere between 4 to 8 months to hire and onboard new candidates. And this is happening because employers are sharing their jobs on outdated platforms, such as Monster, Career Builder, Indeed, and yes, even LinkedIn, where they use either 1 or 2 approaches. They either go for the post and pray, where we just hope for the best, and if not, then we go pay-per-click, where the more unqualified candidates are looking at your job, the more you're paying. And that doesn't even make sense, because 50% of modern job seekers are searching for jobs in social media, and this is creating a huge disconnect.
And this problem is not going away. The market is massive. Millions of people are already working remotely, and by 2020, that will increase to 40%. Millennials are now the largest generation in global workforce. By 2025, they will account for 75% of it. That's 3 billion millennials, and they expect freedom and flexibility at work.
And we know this because this is the only way we work. I have a degree in management information systems, and for many years I worked with companies like Comcast and Wells Fargo, working with remote teams, focusing on workforce management, sales, and management information systems. But most recently, my team and I won the first place at the Techstars Startup Weekend globally.
I also have a degree in MIS and experience working for IT startup that later on got acquired by Adobe. But I developed my expertise at Honeywell Aerospace, creating high-performance teams, working remotely on 4 different continents, specializing in delivery of high-complexity, multi-million-dollar IT initiatives on time and on budget. But when I was asked by Wells Fargo to lead development of global policies from the office, I quickly saw how restrictive office schedule and commute time was impacting my team's productivity and satisfaction. And I knew I have to make a drastic change. So Reg and I grabbed our laptops, we traveled the world for over 1 year, visited 53 countries, talked to thousands of people around the world who are already working remotely. And that's how we knew. We have to create Pangian. Pangian is like Match.com for remote work. We make it easy for employers to connect with millennials, non-technical talent around the world, giving employers exactly what they need, the perfect candidate match for the job, looking not only at skills and experience, but also values, predisposition, and interests. And here's how we deliver value. Instead of giving employers lots of resumes from unqualified candidates, only increasing the workload, we are narrowing down the search to a small pool of high-quality, best-fit millennial talent for the job. Throughout the process, we are drastically reducing time to hire by at least 2 months and cost by at least $2,000, creating long-term commitment. Then using machine learning, we are constantly improving our matching process, creating better results for employers and for the millennials.
But here's how we really stand out. Because of our deep understanding of international community buildings and the needs of millennials, we have been able to grow our community. It's very engaged to more than 27,000 members from 57 different countries around the world. This has been 100% organic, $0 invested in marketing and advertisement. And now, thanks to what we have learned from Starter Studio and iCore, we're growing even faster. So we have a total of 3 revenue streams. For employers, we offer multiple packages, starting at $4.99 to help them attract best-fit candidates. For employees, we're offering online training, where we're currently earning 40% commission on each sale. And in the future, we're developing a global partner network to help offer global online services, such as visas, online banking, insurance, and more, to our millennials around the world.
Capitalizing on our international corporate background and experience working with remote teams, we've already attracted over 50 employers to our network. In January, we converted the first employer into a paid customer, and after seeing results, they tripled their order, they prepaid for 3 months, and now we're talking 1-year contract. Last week, we converted the second employer, and they're committed to 6 months service. And finally, we've just accepted an invitation to present our solution to Siemens, currently hiring talent in 190 countries in the world. When it comes to revenue stream for our candidates, we created global partnership with Udemy, one of the largest providers of online training. And by just including those resources on our website, we sold over 500 courses to date.
So here are our financial projections. On our initial approach, we made over $3,000, and most of them has been pure profit. 2018 is all about developing our beta product, and we estimate $150,000 in revenue. But once that's completed, we're expecting exponential growth, starting in year 2, making almost $4 million in revenue, and year 3, $16 million in revenue.
So here's how we're going to make this happen. We'll continue growing powerful partnerships with global players in the space, but focus most of our effort on automated marketing through social media, because that's where most of our audience is, and automated sales funnels. We'll also supercharge our network effect with the incentive-based referral program for our members, and target employers who are not on social media yet through traditional channels like Forbes. But we could not do it alone, so here are our mentors. Lynn Bersman, 14th employee of AOL and former CEO of AOL Australia. Greg Pollack, serial entrepreneur and founder of Code School. Edwin Nassif, former CTO of Lockheed Martin and professor of software engineering. And Scott Ritchie, high-growth startup CPA. We've also attracted attention from Forbes. They are already working remotely, and they're super interested in our next steps. From the competition, the 50,000 would definitely go into completing our platform and getting to our audience sooner. And 450 seed funding we are seeking would go towards scaling our platform for official rollout, with small portion going to supercharge our marketing effort.
So to conclude, this is a massive market. We have global remote expertise, and we have a fast rate of adoptions. We are Pangian, and we empower millennials around the world through remote work. You can contact us at unicorn@pangian.com. Thank you very much, and buenas noches.
Emma.
Let me apologize up front by just saying I'm an old guy, but I get what you're trying to do. Your sources, if I got it right, as you were going through your pitch, your sources basically, when you were talking about your funnel, comes down to the same fundamental social networking concepts that thousands of others are using. So take me through how you're going to really be different. The story sounds different, but when you cut it all away, it looks like the same thing. And then the other thing is I'm offended by it, it's only millennials, but we'll get to that. Go ahead.
So there are a couple of things. Obviously, there's a technology, and we believe in a year or two, the technology of matching and looking at something much deeper than skills and experience is going to be the key. However, like in any company in our space, which is marketplace with network and community, like Facebook or LinkedIn, technology is not the problem, because it could be replicated very quickly. So why are those companies succeeding? Because they understand something about audience that nobody else understands. They understand that it's not only about high growth, because anybody can put some money, put some marketing, and get customers or candidates and create a bigger network. It's not about barrier of entry because of big network. It's a barrier of exit. It's knowing how to create engagement and value with the community that you have, so much that your community has better interest in growing this group and maintaining it and not letting it go, because it's so valuable on a daily basis. And that's what we're doing. We are growing right now at 1,500 people per week. This acceleration is happening every single week. We started at 20 people, then 100 people, then more, and now we're at 1,500. It keeps growing. We're not doing anything. What's happening is our community loves the value so much, everything that we deliver, that they keep adding their friends. They are improving the community every single day and adding new employers.
Yeah, adding potential workers is understandable, and that's not all that difficult to do. But getting employers to hire them, particularly, and you know, I realize the global view of things sounds nice, But if I had a software group, or if I had a call center or whatever it might be, I tend to need people here. I don't need them scattered around the world. So I realize you can hire them locally as well. But again, the story is big. It sounds real big, but I don't know how it really satisfies me and as an employer. Okay, so and I hear the matching concept, okay, but there are others doing that. If you take the sort of the boyfriend, girlfriend kind of matches, and they do the same kinds of things for employees as well. But so take me through
To the employer.
Right.
So this is what's happening in the space. Employers are starting to realize that they're not getting good results in the platforms that we mentioned, Monster, Indeed, LinkedIn. We know that not only from the reports, from the latest report from Deloitte, but we actually talked to companies. And one of the #1 companies, huge company from Hong Kong, hiring people from around the world remotely, came to us and we had a conversation. And they told us they included their posting on LinkedIn. On average, they paid $800 to hire one person from that one posting. Guess what? They never got really good candidates. So they came to our group. From our group, they hire 4 people. That's globally. Now, answering maybe more to the point of national, right? Because not everybody can hire globally. Let's say Hilton. They're hiring right now customer service and sales representative 100% remotely. That's nationally from within United States. This is the platform they can come in because our audience is both US and global. And there's plenty of choices because millennials love what we're doing. They love engagement. They love the value that they're delivering. So we have now the second company that came from us is actually from California, hiring right now within US, but open to any state within US. And this is the company that came to us the second time already because the first time they hired such an awesome employee.
Your revenue slide, could you go to that real quick?
Yep.
It's, no, not the financial, but the actual, there you go.
Got it.
Walk us through that a little slower.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to have multiple packages to offer to employers, right? And this is going to be because there's going to be options also for more branding and additional options that we have down the pipeline already working. But for the main idea will be just to offer that matching, and we're going to start at $4.99. And then, of course, these additional add-on services that you have to those different packages. And for the candidates training, it's just going to be the same. We're starting with online trainings where we're currently earning the 40% commission on those sales. And we're going to have additional services such as resume reviews and other features. Now, the idea with these ones is that they're very low-touch services. And with our global partners, it's just about having additional partners that we don't have to put effort, just only put their services in front of our audience, and that way we can keep getting revenue from all these different sources with very low effort.
So that's irrespective of how many people they hire?
I'm sorry?
This number is the same whether they hire 1 or 50 people?
It depends. So we have packages, depending how many matching we are doing, they choose how many matching they want, and they can pay for a different package. So sometimes, like you mentioned, maybe somebody wants to hire 100 people, right? What happened then? Then we have special, for enterprise level, we'll have special packages, usually yearly packages. Based on our customer interviews, working with big companies that are hiring like that, this is what they do already. They pay for a yearly package with specific provider.
Okay, so I want to hire 5 people, or I want to hire 50 people. What's the difference in what I pay?
On a five people, it's going to be actually the $4.99. This is the 5 matches that we're offering. But if you go to 50 people, that's when you're going to be hitting more than 50,000. But because it's already 50,000, if the company
5,000,
is doing
yeah.
5,000, that would be great. 50,000.
Good deal.
Do this. You gave me a great idea.
Yes.
So 5,000. But this is what we do, not only with our community of candidates, but also employers. #1 goal, making everybody super happy. So when we are seeing such a big demand, we're going to be definitely looking at creating long-term commitment and more of a yearly contract and giving some special discounts and making sure that this employer is happy and keep hiring more and more from our group.
Right, and so how custom is it to figure out the cultural fit between the employer and the employee matches you're trying to?
It could be super custom, it could be less custom. So we are right now developing the algorithm based on the employers that we've been working with. There are some, the one that they tripled their order. It was actually not that difficult. It was not too many factors, but there were factors that nobody's looking at. It's just really understanding that employer. So sometimes it's not even how complex it is. It's just the insight that nobody else has. And that's the key.
And what do you charge for that customization?
Not much, because that's part of our setting up process. Right now, we are in the initial version, so we have to kind of set it up on ourselves. But going forward, we're right now working on the first version of the platform, when that's going to be happening almost automatically.
And one of the
Employees
things that
choose.
we also be going to be looking at is also doing negotiations specifically with those specific customers, because we don't want to leave any money on the table as well,
Yeah.
right? So we want to realize first how much is the value that that's bringing into them, depending of the customization, so that we can see what's actually the best approach when it comes to finances for them.
I understand how you find the employees. How do you get yourself in front of the companies that are going to make these hires?
So, two things. What's happening right now with companies, they're realizing how difficult it is to hire through Monster and Indeed. They are not getting the results.
Right, I get it. I understand that.
So they come.
So, yeah, but they got to come to you. They're going to be inbound rather than
Yes.
outbound. Okay.
Yes, mostly inbound. For the bigger players, we actually, because of our corporate background globally,
Yeah.
we do actually have a lot of relationships,
they still gotta
and
do
we are
that.
working with those relationships as well.
Are most of the candidates going to go work as full-time or contractors?
Most of the positions that we have right now, I would say 99% is full-time positions with 401k benefits and everything included. Yes. Come to Pangian.com.
So a question. First of all, great energy. Love the space you're in. I think there's a big opportunity here. I wouldn't even spend too much time on this slide, because this is going to totally change in the next 6 months anyway. It needs a lot of evolving, right, if you will. But good to see you give at least a confident answer. Question: what is, at this point in time, the rationale about restricting it to millennials, right, versus, other aspects, other places in the workforce that, may also be moving to some of these flexible? And you also said non-technical,
Yes.
right? So is there an opportunity to evolve the model to not just millennials and also technical talent? Just trying to understand the current segmentation and how that changes.
So good question. So basically, you're asking, could this work for anyone, any generation, right? And even technical. Absolutely. This market is huge. But we are going 100% focused on millennials. Why? Because they're our early adopters. They don't need convincing. That's exactly what they want. They're coming up without us even working for it and spending money on customer acquisition. And this is also the largest and fastest growing market right now. They are the largest generation in workforce, and they are becoming larger as we speak. Each week, each month, each year, 75% of global workforce by 2025, that's millennials. So that's number one. Non-technical, why? Because there are so many places right now when you can hire technical talent. They're just all over. And we found, through everything that we've seen and research, that the non-technical market is underserved. That's where you have project managers, you have writers, you have content developers. There is really no market for them.
Sure.
So what we want to do, focus on the niche, grab that market fast, and take it to a huge numbers.
And then expand.
Yeah.
We need to introduce you to Zero Chaos, don't we, Richard?
Sounds good.
This is interesting. No, it's a great space. This talent mobility kind of space is something even World Economic Forum is looking. You didn't mention it in the financial slide though, but you're raising this seed round, and really, how much capital do you really need to see this thing through, and what's the current valuation that you're looking to raise that money at?
So right now, on purpose, we're not putting current valuation. We are looking at convertible note potentially. This is very early for us, and it's happening very quickly. So we want to take our time to take a look at it, evaluate, work with our mentors to set that valuation. The 450, you asked why we are using it? Or?
Yeah, no. So 500K, so...
Yeah. We believe right now the way we are bringing income without spending any money, because once we put the solution in, and we are right now, developer as we speak is putting automated solutions where employers pay automatically on the platform as they post positions, then because of that our cost is very low. We may not have to raise more money. So we'll see. We are hopeful. We're going to work hard.
How many potential employees do you have on your system?
Employers. Employees. Now, the paid ones. Yeah. Over 50 that are already posting for free in the freemium model. Yes. Employees, 27,000. That was as of yesterday. Now it's almost 28,000. It's accelerating. The growth of adding members is accelerating. Every morning we wake up and we're just shocked of what's happening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.